30-year titan in business with having multiple businesses that generate multiplied millions of dollars.
And if that plan happens to be to build $1 million company, which I can help you do.
But he's humble. He's a man of God. He's a family man. The world's news organizations are built on everything but positivity.
He is an influential entrepreneur and business speaker for over 30 years.
I've got to forecast. I've got to pronounce. I've got to project. I've got to share with you my ideas, my vision, my goals for not only myself, but for you.
That's why he came up with his incredible concept of taking and creating a platform for people that are wired differently.
And you got to understand that your habits of your person and your habits of your business and your habits of your spirituality have to lead to the North Star of who you are. We need to figure out who we want to be in life. We need to figure out who we want to be in life. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday. Man, we got to get that Monday mojo going. Whoo, man. So I want to welcome you. I want to tell you good morning. I want to tell you to have a great day. I want you to understand. I know it's early. I know it's time to get up and get going. And I wanted to give you some Monday morning motivation. I wanted to change it up a little bit. I had this idea as the weekend was posturing for me and I was running through things the way we're doing. And it was just so busy. It was just so hard. The work and everything that we were doing this week at the donut shop and then the pay serve and obviously Wired Differently and content I'm writing and the things I'm doing. I thought, man, how does everybody else feel right now? How do you feel right now? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel like, it's just too much? And I think that you're not alone when you feel that way. I know you're not alone when you feel alone. I know you're not alone. I want you to know you're not alone when you feel alone. I want you to know there's a lot of people feeling alone. I want you to know there's a lot of things going on in this world. And you know what the good news is and the bad news is? It is always going to be a lot going on in this world. And I think the Wired Differently mentality, the Wired Differently side of us needs to understand that we must separate ourselves from the herd. We must separate ourselves from the rest of the pack, right? And how do we do that? There's only one way we really can separate ourselves from the rest of the world, separate ourselves from the rest of the pack when it comes to being everyday livers and everyday lives is to understand that we must be positive. We must understand that when we feel bad, that there's a time that we're going to feel good. We must understand that the thing that truly separates us from the rest of the world, the rest of the people that are doing probably not where you want to be is the fact that we see things in a positive way. And we don't always see them that way, but we have to condition ourselves to do that. And so this morning, I wanted to just make sure that everyone understood that there's things out there that we should look at. There's things out there that we should think about. There's things out there that I'm thinking about for you. I'm reading and thinking and trying and understanding, and I want to convey to you on a regular basis, especially on a Monday morning, right? I mean, if you can't get it up, you got to get it up on a Monday morning because Monday is the setup day. My whole schedule is a setup day on Monday, and I've got to be positive about the week. I've got to be positive about the year, the month, the moment, right? And I've got to really force myself on certain types of the day to really turn it on. And so today, of course, is a Monday. And today I got up this morning and I was excited about doing the show. I was excited about things. But like, what can I do to turn the crank up a little bit? And so I thought I would kind of just challenge you a little bit to understand this world of AI. And I think that a lot of us are fearful of it. I don't know if fearful is the right word. I think a lot of us are in a position where we don't understand it. We don't want to understand it. We don't want to really give ourselves to this new technology because we don't understand it. And it's just another thing that we've got to stack into our mind or stack and layer into this. Like, I just kind of figured out Instagram. I just kind of figured out Facebook. I just kind of figured out the new Twitter. I just kind of figured out this new program, this new software at work. I just figured out this new whole technology, and it just keeps piling on and piling on and piling on. And now we get this thing called AI. And AI is not only a new technology, a new software, a new horizon, but it's being billed as the next biggest thing. And it probably is. It's probably the next biggest thing. When you didn't think there was anything that could get bigger than the internet or bigger than actually the way social media has taken over the world, you've got to understand there's always going to be something bigger, right? And AI, I believe, is it. So I want to just challenge you to understand. I think you need to cozy up to AI. I think you should cozy up to Bitcoin. I think you should cozy up to crypto. I think these are two of the things that are out there right now that is literally shaping the world as we know it. And rather than getting behind on crypto and fighting it because it's not traditional, I think you need to understand it the best you can understand it. And the same thing for AI. I think you need to understand what artificial intelligence is all about. What is Elon Musk warning the world against? What is Bezos and all these guys doing with AI? Are they embracing it? Are they not embracing it? Who really started AI? What does it matter? What does it do? Is it going to take over the world? So I want to just kind of give you a quick idea about AI. I want you to understand that, yeah, I believe crypto's for real. I think the small part of your portfolio should be really considering, or any part of your portfolio should really be considering what that's going to look like in the next 10 years. You want to be 10 years out with some of your investments. And I think if you're into that kind of thing, I think that's something you should really, really look hard at. But the reason I bring that up is because crypto is kind of this thing that's been around just a little longer. People are just kind of hesitating about it. But I want you to understand, I don't think there's really a lot of time to hesitate about AI. AI right now is scary because we don't know what it is. So I want you to dive into Microsoft Bing or Microsoft, their search page. Microsoft has taken a really big position in AI, and they're literally moving everything they have in Microsoft to this AI technology. I mean, they're the forerunners of it. They've got a big piece in the AI technology, and they're really, really ramping this up. One of the largest companies in the world has staked almost their entire reputation on AI. If that doesn't tell you that there's some commitment and there's some forethought and leadership that's going to be driving millions and millions and millions of dollars into this process, I think you'd be foolish not to pay attention. So AI, and we're just gonna have a little fun with AI today, and it's kind of in its infinite phase. But AI is just a situation where instead of going into a search page like a Google page and saying, "Oh, search this," you literally type in anything that you want it to do, say, be, or think for you. Anything you type it in. You just can go into Microsoft Bing or the search engine and type it in, and literally within 5 seconds, it's going to produce something that's going to almost probably blow your mind. What to eat on a Tuesday when it's raining if you have gluten intolerance, right? You type in anything you want. I'm creating a movie right now, The Tiger in Us, and I started messing around with that because we have people that want to be producers in it, and we have people that want to be screenplay writers for it, and we're going through it. And I've decided I'm going to write the book first, and then once I write the book, then I'm going to create what's called a treatment. And then a treatment is we use the highlight reel that you create, and you get the script for the highlight reel. Well, anyways, long and short, I went into AI and I typed in a 3-page synopsis of the movie that I'm writing, The Tiger in Us, and said, please create a treatment of this literally in my phone, to be honest with you. I typed in the 3-page synopsis and I said, create a treatment, and it kicked out a 4-page treatment or a movie reel beginning, and it was phenomenal. And so I'm telling you right now that I want you to understand that this is real. The world is real. And I want you to embrace AI. I want you to get into the things that you don't, especially from a lot of you viewers out there that are from not in America. I think these are some of the things that can really catapult you above and beyond the rest of the world. These are advantages that the whole world has. If you want to talk about an equal footing or a place of equality, the internet, for the most part, now is available everywhere. And Elon's trying to even do that better. But at the end of the day, AI is going to put anybody at equal footing with a Steve Jobs, if he was still here. Anybody at equal footing with a Bill Gates. Anybody at equal footing with an Elon Musk. When you have this AI product, you literally have the most powerful processor brain the world's really ever seen. And I talk about world, I talk about big, because I'm going to end with an explosion here from to blow your mind a little bit with the AI process. But at the end of the day, I want you to understand, I want you to recognize it. And so what I was doing is there's a lot of AI stuff out there, and I have one of these apps that shows me AI motivation on Instagram. And I think I have one on Facebook too, but I was just kind of intrigued by what's going on. So what AI has done is created topics, created images, and they kind of give you these motivational sites. And so today I thought about just running on and talking to you about the 6 things you need to know in life before you die. 6 things you need to know in life before you die. And I thought, okay, here's where we go. So I type in AI and here we go. And it pops up 6 things you need to know in life before you die. So I thought, why don't I just teach on AI's 6 things that you know in life before you die? And some of you are saying, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. 6 things. What does AI know? What does AI know? So I'm going to show you what AI knows. And I'm going to talk to you about this infinite power of resources, right? So here's what we got. The 6 things you must know before you die. AI Motivation Monday, 6 life lessons. And so what I'm going to do is pull in the AI. Here we go, Mr. AI. Here he is, Mr. AI. Everybody say hello to Mr. AI. So I'm just going to let this run, okay? And then I'm going to stop it. And then we're going to go back, and I'm going to teach on these 6 points. All right? Everybody ready to go? Got the rules? All right, ready, set, go. Here we go. Mr. AI, talk to me about the 6 things I must know before I die.
You probably won't see me again. Follow for more. 6 wise advice you must listen before you die. 1. Don't let yourself be controlled by 3 things: people, money, or past experience. 2. Don't be afraid to start over. This time you're not starting from scratch, you are starting from experience. 3. If everything is under control, you are going too slow. 4. The secret of business is to know something that nobody else knows. 5. If you cannot decide, the answer is no. 6. The most practical skill in life is learning to do things when you don't feel like doing them. Anyone can do it when it's easy, but most people drop out the minute it gets hard. You probably won't see me again. Follow for more. 6.
All right, so there are the 6 things you must know before you die. There's a 6 points, and I thought, man, this is some really good stuff I can teach on. So I thought I would take you through these 6 points and give you a little twist on the last point. But I wanted to kind of just take you through them one by one, and then we'll come back at it. So here's the first one. Are you ready?
6 wise advice you must listen before you die. 1. Don't let yourself be controlled by 3 things: people, money, or past experience. 2.
Don't let yourself be controlled by 3 things. Don't let yourself be controlled by 3 things. So that's the first of the 6 things you must know before you die. Don't let yourself be controlled by 3 things: people, money, and past experience. So I'm on board. So what happens here is someone types in 6 things you must know before you die, and it picks out these 6 things, and it creates this AI image, and it starts teaching us and teaching us and teaching us. So the first thing, I'm on board with this. I'm not going to kill you this morning. I'm not probably going to go 30 minutes, but I'm going to give you these 6 things. So the first one is, don't let yourself be controlled by people, money, and past experience. Don't let yourself be controlled by people. People do control people. People control our minds. They control our thoughts. Do not let their imprint control what you're going to be or what you're going to do. I want to be an influencer in your life. I want to motivate you. I don't want to manipulate you. Don't let people be in control of you, right? We all understand that there's one thing that should be in control of our life, and the AI is not going to talk about it, right? And that's kind of what we're going to get to here. Number 2, don't let yourself be controlled by money. Money must be something that we control. Don't let money control us. AI is talking to us in a certain way, and he doesn't even know how he's talking to us, right? He's coaching us, and he's teaching us. And here's what I want to surmise about this at the end of this message is about, where is God in all this? And number 3, don't let yourself be controlled by past experiences. Now, one of the first things Mr. AI says to me is, don't let people, money, or past experience control me. But why can't he say God? Because he's really saying that if you're not going to let people control you, and you're not going to let money control you, you're going to let past experiences control you. He's right. Mr. AI is right. She's right. It's right. I love point 1. Thank you, Mr. AI. Let's look at point 2. Don't be afraid to start over. Did you get that one? Don't be afraid to start over. Because this time you're starting with experience. So what I want you to understand is when you're starting over with something, you always have something to pull from. When you're starting over with anything in life, Mr. AI is telling us, don't be afraid to start over. Starting over is something we do in life all the time. We start over, we start over, we start over. And what we use from what we've done in our failures is what we use to start over. And this is just merely saying experience, experience, experience. More experience you have in your life, the more you have there to get doing. Start over. This time, positively. You're thinking about this is what this gives you, right? Be positive about it because now you have to start over. Matter of fact, I don't know how you even don't be afraid to start over. That means you have to stop doing something or even putting an alert or even putting in a bad spot. Now you have to start over. It's a mindset, and I want you to learn how to take what you've had in the past and use it as a positive trait, not that, oh gosh, I got to start over, right? So let's look at number 3. Let's look at number 3. Number 3.
Three, if everything is under control, you are going too slow. 4,
If everything is under control, you're going too slow. Now, this one here had me thinking in just a little bit because I'm in that spot in my life right now. It seems like I'm constantly in that spot in my life. And here's where me and Mr. AI are kind of causing ourselves to think, and we're clashing a little bit here, is if everything is under control, you're going too slow. I think Mr. AI is speaking to the world here from what he's processing and everything in there, what he's thinking about and what's been all the data that's been poured into him. You got to imagine Mr. AI is going to have more and more data poured into him. It's going to be from the internet. It's going to be from the world. It's going to be from whoever's programming the input of what's going into AI. But this one here, I agree that if everything is under control, it's probably time, if you're in that position in life, to go start something else or to start turning it up wherever you're at. If the product or the company you're in is way under control, that's what you've worked for. And I don't think that necessarily means you're going too slow. I think that means it's time for you to start to think about how to even make it better. I think it's time for you to go out and start to challenge yourself again, challenge the people that are running your organization for you again, or challenge them to start something new. Because once we get that first thing moving in our life that we're really, really, really good at, that we really, really got it under control, and once we get that up and running, that's the situation where we got to start stretching ourselves. I think a lot of us get going too fast, too hard, too soon, and we get too spread out. I've got several people I'm coaching right now, and one of them in particular has too many things going. And he can't get done one great thing because he's too spread out. So I want you to understand this comment right here. If it's all under control, it seems like you're going too slow. I think at that point, it's a warning that are you going to be passed up later because you're not pushing yourself in a little bit quicker pace going forward? Or are you ready to retire? Those are your signals there. Let's see what number 4 is.
The secret of business is to know something that nobody else knows. 5,
The secret, Mr. AI says, the secret to business is knowing things that others don't know, right? So the things that others don't know. What is it that you could know that others don't know? McDonald's knew something. They knew how to mass produce something in a system format, right? Apple knew something that others didn't. They knew how to make a handheld phone that could get to the internet, right? Amazon knew something. They knew how to get all these products all over the world through the internet being delivered in their own systems, right? Think about it. Think about it. Something that other people know. Remember Domino's back in the day in their market dominating position? They knew something others didn't. They knew how they could get pizza to every household around college campuses in less than 30 minutes or less, or it was free, right? So I think from a business perspective, this is a brilliant comment Mr. AI has to say. He says, the secret to business is knowing things that others don't know. But remember, this is something that says 6 things you should know before you die. And I find it a little bit ironic interesting that Mr. AI puts business in things that you need to do before you die. But at the end of the day, isn't it true that if you really want to be in the business of life, you should really have some secret, some idea of doing something, a special recipe? I think it's very interesting. But then at the end of the day, that recipe gets out. And then everybody does it. And a lot of people make a lot of money. McDonald's had a secret recipe for quite a while. And then all of a sudden you got Rallies and you got Checkers and you got Burger King. But that's just how the world works. But you can see how AI is thinking and how I want you to think through these things when you start to hear and see things in the internet and start to move through things in life. I think that AI is here to stay, and I think you need to embrace it. But I think that you need to understand there's never going to be a substitute for your mind and what you and I are doing and what we can do with technology like this. Let's look at number 6, and then let's wrap this bad boy up.
If you cannot decide, the answer is no. 6.
Number 5, I apologize. Number 5, if you cannot decide on an answer, the answer is no. The answer is no. So he's saying if you're quandary and you're trying to figure things out, you're trying to work through it in life, I think that technically you should pass on it. We talk about this a lot. You're going to buy a house, you're going to sell it, you're going to rent it, you're going to start a business, you're going to hire somebody, you're not going to hire somebody, you're going to make a decision, career, you're going to move it on. And we talk about it. If you can't make a decision, get a coach. But at the end of the day, if you really can't make a decision on something, whether to do it or not, Mr. AI is telling us here, just don't do it. And I think generally that's some pretty good advice. But I would also tell you that if you can't make a good decision, doesn't mean that it's not a good decision or a bad decision. It's a yes or a no, but maybe you do need some advice. So I would just tweak that one a little bit. I'd say, get a coach, get a counselor, get a mentor, get somebody that can say, hey, I've been here, I've done it. This is how I have done it. This is how you could do it. I want you to think about it in that way. I want to take you through 6, and we're going to go through this in the hard, fast way.
The most practical skill in life is learning to do things when you don't feel like doing them. Anyone can do it when it's easy, but most people drop out the minute it gets hard. You probably won't see me again. Follow for more.
Okay. So this guy, he cracks me up, Mr. AI, he gives us all this advice, and I'm kind of pro all this because I want you to embrace AI, but I want you to understand what you're working with and what you're dealing with when it comes to computers and technology that's beyond technology we've ever thought or seen before. And I guarantee it's going to get a lot better than this. But he says, number 6, the most practical skill in life is that you must learn to do things when you don't feel like doing them. You must be prepared to do things when you don't feel like doing them. So I want to talk to you about all 6 of these, and I want to take you out on a Monday morning. So here's the 6 things you must know before you die, according to Mr. AI. The 6 things you must know before you die, according to AI. So number 1, he says, don't let yourself be controlled by people, money, and past experiences. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to always understand that I want to build you personally. I want to build you spiritually, and I want to build you profitably. And when I look at something like this, I'm trying to figure out, how does this tie in with my life and my message and what I'm trying to do for Wired Differently people? Well, here's how I'm going to tell you, because I want you to embrace AI. I want you to understand that this is not going anywhere. This is something that your children's children are going to be living with, and they're going to become more lazy and more redundant and more dependent on the internet, the computers, the alternate mind other than their own mind. And I want you to understand, and I said the word lazy, and I really don't want to be deprecating to any people or children out there, but at the end of the day, the more technology brings to us, the more relaxed we are in our own mindset. But unfortunately, this AI is going to take over our minds and the thought processes, and it's going to be doing the things that our mind. Do you remember a day when we had to remember the phone numbers of everybody in our world? It was not too long ago, 20 years ago. I remember having to memorize the letters on the keypad of the phone so I could dial certain things and spell it out. I think it was called T9 technology or something like that. But it just continues to evolve, so we don't have to use our mind less and less and less and less. AI is going to replace our mind in many, many ways. I'm using it. I'm in it. Matter of fact, I have a voice that's my AI voice, and all I have to do is all I have to do is type in what they want me to say, and I approve it. They put it in the Facebook, and all of a sudden I'm saying it. So at the end of the day, it's here. It's going to stay. It's going to make business faster. But I want to give you a lesson today. I want to give you this lesson today. 6 things that AI is telling us we must know before death. But for me to give you this message, you need to understand where I'm getting it from. This message came from the world. Don't let yourself be controlled by people, money, past experience. 2, don't be afraid to start all over again. 3, if it's all under control, you're going too slow. 4, secret to business is knowing things that others don't. 5, if you can't decide on what the answer is, it's no. And number 6, the most practical skill in life is you must learn is to do things when you don't feel like doing them. So I think these are all good things. I think these all make a lot of sense, but I want you to understand where the answers came from. And the most dangerous thing with AI that we're going to be working with right now is this is a worldly processed mindset. This AI is probably not going to recognize gender too well. This AI is probably not going to recognize old historical conservative values very well. This AI is taking place right now in this culture and where this culture is going and what it's saying and what it's doing. And the more we embrace this, the more we're going to have to understand, where does God fit in my personal help, my spiritual help, and my entrepreneurial profitable help? We have to ask ourselves, now that we're supplementing our brain with another brain, where does God even fit in my new brain? And yeah, this is a personal help. Yeah, this is spiritual help. And yeah, this is business help. I just laid out 6. I got them right on my board up here. I got them all right here. That Mr. AI laid them all out for me. And I'm not mad at Mr. AI. I'm actually proud of what he's doing. Don't have to feed him. You don't have to do anything. He just does it and it's free and you throw it in there. And this is not a beat up on Mr. AI. This is an embrace Mr. AI or Mrs. AI. This is to say it's coming. It's on the road. It's on like Donkey Kong. Let it rip, potato chip. Use it to make yourself profitable. Make sure you're also using it to help build yourself. Make sure you're also using it to help yourself build spiritually and profitably. And here's what I'm doing today. I want to go through these and I want you to understand, use it to your own best interest, but it does not have anything in it but the world. Here's the interesting thing. A lot of my Christian friends are like, hey, Todd, what are we going to do with this? I'm like, man, the world is all about this, but God is everywhere. God is literally in this AI. Come on now, someone, amen. I want you to understand, look, at the world gave me number 1, don't let yourself be controlled, right? The world gave me number 1, don't let yourself be controlled. But the AI didn't even know what it was doing. And he said, don't be controlled by money. Don't be controlled by people. And don't let it be controlled by past experiences. Be controlled by me, God, your Lord, Jesus, and Savior. I am the one that should control your life. They can't say it, but they're by de facto leaving it out, saying that, hey, you know what? People, money, past experience can't control you. Well, what else is out there? If it's not people, it's not money, and it's not past experiences, I got to tell you, there's only one thing left that I can pick from. It doesn't want to say it, but it's true. It's the facts. Just lead by deductive reasoning. Come on now. That's exactly what it's saying. Number 2, don't be afraid to start over. Hey, I don't want to be afraid. I'm never going to be afraid to start over because I have got the power in me of positivity that God has given me. Number 3, it's all under control. You're going too slow. Well, I don't think if it's all under control, I'm going too slow. I think it's all under control that God's time is to ramp me back up again. It's God's timing that helped got me into this position where I'm going too slow. You see what they're leaving out? The de facto of the whole situation is it can't talk about it, but it can lead you there because that's how God works in our life. Number 4, think about this. The secret to business is knowing things others don't. What do others don't know? What's going on in this world that a lot of worldly people don't know? The gospel, the truth. I like AI. I'm embracing AI. I'm telling you, it's preaching to me, and it doesn't even know it's preaching to me because the only thing smarter than AI is God. He's sneaking in. He's slithering in. He's in there. They try to take him out. They don't want to put him in because it doesn't make scientific sense. But at the end of the day, the 6 things in life we can't know about that AI wants to make sure it's excluding God from are the very things that are pointing me to God. If you can't decide on an answer, the answer is no. No to this world. Yes to God. You can't outsmart God. Number 6, the most practical thing in life you must learn is to do things when you don't feel like doing them. God is the only place you can go when you're not feeling like doing anything that have mercy and forgiveness and always accept you. AI's got nothing on God. AI's got nothing on you. Use AI. Don't be afraid of AI because God has already infiltrated AI. Embrace it. It's just how your mind uses it and looks at it and thinks. AI is your partner, but God's your boss, and He is in AI. That's how we think positive. That's how God has programmed us. That's why we are who we are. That's why we're wired differently. That's why I'm giving you this message this morning. He's everywhere. I love you guys. I want you to have a great day. It's been a great Monday. God is in us. He is in AI, and it's all on like Donkey Kong. Let it rip, potato chip. AI is your friend. So am I, wired differently. Get to toddsaylor.com. You're going to love my new book, Your Will Be Done. God is in it, all over it. He has blessed me so much. Thank you for all your follows. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.